Hi, it's Jenna Ryan with The Jenna Ryan Show. Welcome. This is our very first show, and I am super excited. I've been planning for this, and this is like my whole life, all ready for today. My whole life I've been preparing for this, for talking to you, my listener on Talk Radio 1190. I would love to hear from you today. You can just call 214-787-1190, Talk Radio 1190, and you can download on your iHeart app. Wonderful. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. I'm here with Meg. Meg is my mentor in radio. If you could say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And she's like all calm, and I'm like all excited. We've got Zach in the control room. And my show is really taking off and getting a lot of attention. We haven't even been on air yet. And I've had people calling me and giving me ideas on what I can talk about and asking to be on the show. And I have some great ideas for what I want to do. But this first show, I'm just going to talk about a little bit about me and why I'm here and why I want to talk to you. First of all, I'm a realtor. I'm with RE/MAX Dallas Suburbs, and that is in Plano. And I sell homes throughout Dallas and the suburbs. We're talking everywhere. I have a listing coming up in Northern Hills, right there near the Crescent and Katy Trail. I have listings in Plano. I just sold a home in Forney yesterday. I work the entire Metroplex, and I have a team that supports me, that helps me to do my job. I work at RE/MAX Dallas Suburbs, and I've been a realtor for around 4.5 years. And before that, I was a teacher. I taught realtors how to market themselves online and how to market, build websites and do things to market themselves better and market their homes and properties better and market their neighborhoods better. So I spent 10 years doing this and speaking all across the country. So I'm just going to start off by saying that I am a native of Dallas. Okay, I'm one of the few natives. And I was born downtown Dallas in Baylor Hospital, okay? So I know this area, and I have watched it grow from tiny Dallas to all the way out to 380, and we're moving on up to Oklahoma with all these homes, right? So I've really watched the city grow, and my family on my mom's side, okay, get this. My family on my mom's side were original settlers of Addison, Texas. I have a picture of my 3-year-old grandmother in Addison whenever my great-grandfather owned a turkey farm. So we're talking, I am from this area. Then on my dad's side of the family, they started Rogers Produce, which is the center of the farmers market in Dallas. So, and I've got documentation on all this. People are like, let me see the picture of the turkey farm. And I posted it. I mean, I'm serious. It's my grandmother. So I am from Dallas. I know Dallas like the back of my hand. And there's always more to learn. I don't know everything. There's so much to learn. There's so many things happening and so much booming going on with all the growth and the development. And, for what Governor Rick Perry did to go out and recruit all of these businesses from California to come here and headquarters here, it has caused just a boom in Dallas real estate, Dallas economy, entertainment, fun things to do. So that's the kind of things we're going to talk about. Okay, so back to my little story about who I am. Okay, so I started out at a young age selling Kirby's door to door. People are always pretty impressed by that because it's really hard. It's really hard to go door to door, knock on someone's door, and sell a $1,700 vacuum. And that was 20 years ago. But I sold Kirby's door to door, and they called me Wonder Woman. I sold those Kirby's like nobody's business. Okay, and so that was like my first real feel of sales. And I just loved it. And I didn't really do it because of the prestige, okay? I did it because I knew I was learning. And I learned how to sell. From those guys, I would go back and I'd go, how do you sell these vacuums? I'd be like, I can't sell them to save my life. And they would sit down and show me what I'm doing and how to sell. And that's how I learned. And they were smoking cigarettes and but I didn't care. I wanted to learn how to sell those Kirby's, and I did. And it got to the point where they called me Wonder Woman. I was selling them like hotcakes, and I even sold 2 in one house. Okay, fast forward, and then in the 90s, I had my own recruiting firm where I regularly would make 300 phone calls a day. President-elect, I hope, Donald J. Trump, you know how hard he's working? Oh my goodness, he's a hard worker. That's how I would work. Every single day, I would make 300 phone calls a day, and I worked for all the Fortune 500 companies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and some throughout the nation. And I was a recruiter, and by the time I was a millionaire. Basically, by the time I was 30, I was making $500,000 a year at 30 years old. I didn't know what to do with it because I came from dead broke, but I did it. I knew how to produce. And then I kind of got tired of all that and decided to kind of wind everything down and be a missionary. I know, it's a very diverse background, but I was a missionary and very involved in the church and all of that. And that's how I got into helping realtors and my website company. And then I just said, heck, the 2008 economy crashed. If y'all recall, November 2008, I know the exact minute, whenever everything went down for real estate, and all my clients were real estate, and they just didn't have the budget anymore to spend on marketing. And so I started doing more social media, and started doing seminars. And then I ended up out on a fluke signing up for this contest, and ended up winning 87th most influential person online by Fast Company magazine. And that was out of 60,000 people. So I was featured in the magazine, and there's like 60,000 faces in the fold out of Fast Company magazine. There's 60,000 faces, and the higher up you got, the bigger your picture got. So I got a pretty decent sized picture in Fast Company magazine as the 87th most influential person online. So that was pretty exciting. And after that, I became a realtor and just started using all of my skills that I've known all my life for helping people. And I would say one of the, I love this city. I'm very experienced, and I am very interested in helping people to understand a little more about our city, a little more about where to live, how to make the right decisions in buying homes, how to sell your home properly, how to make the right decision in who you're going to use, contractors, also how to have fun. I would love to provide residents with information about where to go to have fun. And there's so much fun stuff to do now that just wasn't there years ago. And we've got so many wonderful things to do. And so I want to share that, and I want to get people, personalities online that are fabulous, that, you may not ever hear from. And there's huge, gigantic Facebook groups for moms, like the Plano Moms Care group that's doing these wonderful, Frisco Moms Care, excuse me. Sorry, Ginger. Care group that's just doing all these wonderful things for poverty, people who need help in Frisco, volunteer organizations. It's also social club and things like that. So it looks like I have talked for almost 15 minutes straight. And hopefully it works, because I love doing this. I love talking to people, and I love doing shows. And so I want to make the show interesting for you. I want to make it a show that you come back to and you can't wait to hear every single week. And Meg's going to help me to do that by giving me the thumbs up. And also, you've got to help me to do that by listening and sharing with your friends and calling me. Call me at 972-510-9177 if you ever want to buy or sell your home. And if you want to talk to me today, Zach's over here. He can patch your phone right in. Just give us a call at 214-787-1190, and we can chat. If you're my friend, chat. Call me. Even if you're not my friend, call me. Make a friend. Let's be friends. I do want to talk about, we're about to go into break, but I want to talk about a couple of my listings that I have. I have a couple of listings, and everybody's like, are you going to mention me on the radio? And I'm like, yeah, that's part of the whole thing. Yes, you get mentioned on the radio. I have a beautiful property, a couple of beautiful properties in the Oaks of Stony Creek. I have a home that's about 3,700 square feet that's absolutely gorgeous with every single upgrade you can imagine right there near State Farm. And then I also have a home for sale right around the corner in that same neighborhood that I just got a couple of days ago. It will not last long. It's just on the most gorgeous creek you've ever seen. So go to my website at JennaRyanRealty.com and look under featured listings and check out what I've got. And if you want to be on my featured listings list, just email me, JennaRyanRealty@gmail.com. So I would love to hear from you. You guys need to call me today, and that would be wonderful. And hello, everyone. Hi, Jim Adcox. We might just have to talk about the election in the next segment. I just feel it's coming because I am really into it. Hi, Ron Taylor. I am really into it. I'm really into the election, and we're going to be talking about that in the next segment after this break. Guess who I'm rooting for? I'm not going to tell you until after the break. Okay?
Black, well, there's a black man with black hair.
12 times a day. You've got a shot to win $1,000. $12K a day. Listen weekdays 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
If you could use $1,000, and really, who couldn't? Make sure you tune in for your chance to win $1,000 weekdays 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's $12K a day on Talk Radio 1190.
When you're ready to stream your music and radio stations, open the free iHeartRadio app. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Open the iHeartRadio app and listen today.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/now. That's ZipRecruiter.com/now.
On your mark, get set, run for babies. Run or walk to give every baby a fighting chance. Saturday, November 12th at the Nebraska Furniture Mart in the Colony. The event will benefit the March of Dimes of North Texas. Sign up today at runforbabies.org/Dallas.
Yeah, little pink houses for you and me. Oh, yeah, you and me.
Hi, we're back. This is Jenna Ryan with the Jenna Ryan Show here on Talk Radio 1190. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. You guys give me a call, 214-787-1190. We're about to get on some hot topics here. I just feel it coming. You know, I cannot go the whole show without talking politics.
Just going to go for it on your first day, huh?
I know. The first day. Can you believe it? I love you, my clients and friends who are liberals. I love you. I love you. However, I also am passionate about my beliefs. And come what may, I'm just all about this movement. And I was about this movement before. I was about this movement even before Trump came along. And I tell you what, when Trump came along, I was a bit skeptical. I was like, okay, really? But I knew that it was going to take someone like Trump to be able to really unite the whole country, because our country's so divided, and we've got these people that are way over here and others who are way over there. And Trump at least gets to the middle. He actually plays the middle really quite well. And I knew that's what it was going to take in order for our country to be saved, because I've been very concerned. I've been very concerned about our country for some time, and I actually would post about it a couple years ago, and would post about all the things that were going on. And it was just so crazy. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I had to stop for a while. I had to take a step back because it was literally, there's nothing I could do. I could personally do nothing about what was going on in our country. And so I said, I just gave up and I just forgot about it and focused on other things and didn't even look at the news. And then we get into this election and I'm like, okay, watching Trump with a, evil eye. Like, okay, let's see what you got. I liked Cruz. I know some of y'all hate Cruz. Don't hate me. Don't turn me off. But I did like him. But I didn't think he had what it took to take the country. I thought, we need somebody who's a little bit more inclusive. But anyway, then the reason I became a Trump fan, as I was watching things happen, was during the debates, actually. It was during the debates, and I started watching and listening to his answers and going, dude, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy really has his stuff together, and that's how I feel. Once I started listening to those debates, I started saying, wow, and just already having, just believing that he believes that our country needs to renegotiate NAFTA and all of that kind of stuff. So now I am so into politics because I promised everyone that until the election, I'm going to be posting on my Facebook page about politics. So everyone knows that I'm going to be doing that until the election. And after the election, I'm going to stop. But until the election, I'm going to fight because I believe that America is in jeopardy. And I'm going to talk with Meg now. Meg.
Hello.
Meg and I don't think she loves Trump like I do.
I don't really like either of our options, to be honest. And from what I'm understanding from talking with a lot of people, it's their opinion that they're going to pick the less of two,
Okay. So you are saying you don't really like either one of them.
I don't.
You do. A lot of my friends.
What, Zach?
I have to agree with Meg.
How do you feel, Zach?
What was that?
She was asking, what's your opinion?
What do you think, Zach?
I completely agree.
You're a millennial.
It's like voting the lesser of two evils.
I can't hear you.
Voting the lesser of two evils, he's saying.
He's voting the lesser of two evils. Well, how can I argue with that? I cannot argue with that. And some people, you just can't argue. There's so many things that are coming out, and there's things coming out in WikiLeaks that I can't even say on air. It's so incredibly devastating and so much corruption going on, and we all know it. And I believe that people who are actually voting for Hillary Clinton are just really diehard. They know it. They know it and are just overlooking it because of their ideology. But I really think that Trump will be able to pull the country together. And I think that, I believe that he loves America. That shows to me, okay? He loves America. Now, whether or not he said all those horrible things, and I know he said the P word, and that's really bad, and we don't really like that, but I believe the election even is a growth process for him. I believe in him. I believe what he says, and I believe that he will go into that Oval Office, and if you've seen the way he works like a dog. How does he have the energy to do all of these rallies? And he is fighting for America. What do you think? I want to know. You do not have to agree with me because that's boring. Please disagree.
Oh, no, I'm not agreeing with you at all.
She's over here making faces. I want to know what you feel.
You were saying, how does he keep that energy up? There's been some theories and some talk
that he's taking drugs or something?
Yeah.
If you take drugs like that,
sniff.
You could die.
I would agree.
So you really can't, that would have to be like some methamphetamine or something going on.
I don't know. I think when it comes down to it, whoever ends up being the president, there's a team of people to support that person. And I'm just glad on both cases,
right,
that it's not just that person making decisions.
Right.
Because honestly, there's plus and minuses on both of them that are equally great and horrible.
Okay, what are your minuses?
On which one?
For Trump's.
For Trump?
Right.
I think that he is known for being a womanizer.
Okay.
I don't like the fact that he's not paying taxes.
Okay.
and supporting the armed troops. It's hard for me as a woman to hear another woman like yourself, who's amazing, supporting him, because I think he is, multiple times he's proven that he's demeaning to women.
Well, it really depends on
racist.
what, and I thank you for that. Thank you for because we can't all agree, and we don't all agree, and for me to pretend we do. Part of the problem is that what we do with the news that we get is that we echo back. We watch news programs and we watch things and hear things that echo back what we want to hear. So we don't end up, like, I don't watch CNN. So I don't, like, if you could tell me, but I don't even watch Fox, rarely, except Judge Jeanine and Hannity, love. But I go to alternative media because I believe that our media, they've got it set up so that that people believe that if it doesn't come straight from NBC, ABC, CNN, that it's not even news, that nothing is news. So that's kind of like a brainwashing that occurs which starts at Common Core, which is in our elementary schools, the Common Core theology. We want a compliant and unaware citizenry. That's what came out in WikiLeaks, that Hillary said we want a compliant and unaware citizenry. They have built this, and they built it into the college infrastructure so that everyone believes that it's this new world order. You have to believe a certain way. And if anyone comes from the outside with news and it doesn't show up on CNN, then it's not true. My problem with that is that these alternative news sources are actually coming true before our very eyes. And with the WikiLeaks, what do you think about all that?
Well, I will say this. I don't ever vote a certain political party.
Right.
I've always voted with who is running at the time, and my beliefs on, like you're saying, it's all about my beliefs, right?
Right.
On my decision. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I think it's crazy that it's all coming out at the end. It's like, I almost wonder if someone hadn't been holding it, for that last little sucker punch or something.
Right.
But I do think that there's a lot of stuff that's been deceitful on her part. And
yes,
I mean, a lot of other people talk about this too. I can't stand to look at her. I feel like,
or listen.
I feel like
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like she's I don't know. There's just something shady going on there. But I honestly have never liked her. I didn't like her when he was president. I did not vote for him when he was president the first time around.
Right.
I can't remember the second time.
You didn't?
Point. No.
Okay.
So I've never been a fan of him either. So the fact that they both could be in the White House again together is scary in one sense, but then also familiar on the other. Like maybe them teaming up together will detract from her and her kind of negative points.
Well, right now she's under FBI investigation. And so I was listening to Judge Jeanine last night. It was a great thing she had to say. She said, our president needs to go into the Oval Office and be briefed about the day, what's going on in America. She's going to have to go, if she wins, is going to have to go into the Oval Office and be concerned about her rear end. She's going to have to be concerned about what evidence is getting out all day long. That is a full-time job. And right now, they have WikiLeaks that are showing that she's basically paid off the FBI. No, but she's too powerful. She's got all the power. She's holding the power. And the only power we have left is our vote against corruption. And power corrupts. When you have that much power, okay, we're about to go on another break, so I'm going to just say, power corrupts. When you have that much power, nobody needs that much power. It's a power imbalance. And so what we had, Trump could get in there and get so much power, he could go off a deep end.
Sure.
Anyone could do that.
Yeah.
But I think that Hillary has consistently shown, even I watched a tape today from 1996 on 2020. She was saying the same stuff. They were asking her about documents, and she did that same laugh.
Yeah, it's right around the Whitewater stuff.
Right. She's been doing the same stuff, hiding documents, and people are dying and being killed. We all know it. And so do we want corruption to run our country? Because if it does, I do believe Donald Trump whenever he says this is our last chance. Hopefully Donald Trump is going to go in there and do what he says he's going to do. I believe that he will. I believe he loves our country, and I believe he's sacrificing. I believe he's sacrificing his life. I believe that any minute there could be a hit on him I mean, I believe any minute he goes on that stage, he knows he's sacrificing his life. And I find that to be as honorable as a veteran. So whenever I think of Donald Trump, I think of a veteran, someone who's rich, doesn't need to do this. Now, granted, he did wait until he was old to give us this.
Well, traditionally presidencies are always later in life anyway.
Okay. Well, okay. I wish he had done it a little sooner, but okay, it's the end, towards the end of your life. Is it as much of a sacrifice? I don't know. But anyway, yes, it is.
I honestly, if you really are interested in this and would like to learn, I would say go out on the street and start asking people.
Yeah.
Talk with people. Ask them what their opinion is. Ask them who they're voting for. Ask them why they're voting that particular person.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do I talk online all the time about, what's going on. And I'm just so concerned. And I think it's important that we get our news from other sources. That's the main thing. I think we have a corrupt media.
My biggest frustration with him is the fact that he goes to social media, to Twitter, and he talks about how the media is against him, but yet he's not initiating conversations with them. You know what I mean? Like, he just goes and bashes them all the time and takes things to Twitter.
What I love about him is he does not shut up. It's like when I would shut up, he doesn't. He keeps going, but then he just hammers that coffin. Like, who would do what he does? He's changing the face of debates. He's changing the face of politics. Nobody does that, what he's doing. Okay, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for listening. We'll have some more great stuff to talk about when we get back.
Little pink houses for you and me. Oh, yeah, you and me.
Hi, this is Bernadette. Do you want to get to know your body inside and out? Now you can tune into One Life Radio twice a day. Wake up with us at 5 and go to lunch with us at noon. Weekdays right here on Talk Radio 1190.
I had memory foams, I had feather pillows, and I'd always wake up with neck pain. After sleeping on my pillow, I didn't wake up with the headaches. I was more aligned.
I didn't realize the connection between the pillow and sleep. When I switched to my pillow, I got a better night's sleep, and I love it.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it holds that support all night long to take the pressure off your shoulders and keep your neck aligned so you get the best night's sleep of your life.
MyPillow is the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. MyPillow is machine washable and dryable and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and an amazing 10-year warranty. Plus, every MyPillow is made in the USA.
I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. Go to MyPillow.com or call now to order one of my pillows. When you do, I'll give you a second one absolutely free.
Call 1-800-480-1941 and use the promo code IHEART.
Did you know that identity theft goes beyond what you can see on a credit report and what your bank can alert you to? Identity thieves can open new accounts in your name, rent or buy properties in your name, drain your 401k, and even file fake tax returns in your name. In fact, there's all kinds of identity theft, beyond what you might expect. That's why LifeLock goes beyond credit monitoring to help protect your identity. We use proprietary technology to alert you to a whole range of threats to your identity. And if there's a problem, one of our US-based specialists will work to fix it. Of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But with LifeLock, you can feel beyond good, knowing someone is looking out for you. Join now and get 60 days risk-free plus 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and use promo code RADIO60. That's promo code RADIO60. LifeLock.
In August 2015, soldiers defended their camp in Afghanistan from attack. Master Sergeant George Vera was hit multiple times and is now in a wheelchair. Soldier's Wish gave George an all-terrain tracked wheelchair. Now his love of wandering trails and visiting the beach is reality. Subway restaurants are proud to partner with Soldier's Wish in making dreams come true for our injured combat veterans. Donate at participating Subway locations and learn more at soldierswish.org. Subway, proud of all who serve.
Little pink houses for you and me. Oh, yeah, you and me.
Okay, everybody, we're back. This is the Jenna Ryan Show, and today I just couldn't help myself. I had to talk about politics. We have an election in 2 days that's one of the major elections of the United States. I'm I'm so into this because I so care about our country, and so many things are coming out. Like every time I wake up in the morning and I turn on my computer, and it's like suddenly, Satan just came out of the sky and jumped into the election and all this weird stuff. And every day there's new packets of information that we didn't know. And I just can't help myself. I just have to talk about it because I'm passionate about it. I love it. And it's incredible because I believe we're having right now in our country, we're having a movement that is just gaining momentum on the daily because you know why? Jenna is about to come out. Jenna is my pseudonym on the web. Because of the internet. It's because of our internet. It's because the internet is like a gigantic collective consciousness. It's like my nephew's calling me. It's like a giant collective consciousness, and everything is coming out in the open because we're all so connected. Oh, Ron, we have a phone call. We have a caller. Ron, come in. Ron.
Hello, Jenna.
Can't
Hey,
hear.
you're sounding great, by the way. Really enjoying your show. I just wanted to touch base and just say hello and commend you for your comments on Trump. And Jenna, we're looking at a
Hey, Ron, hold on 1 second. One tiny little second.
I can't hear him. Move over here. Yep. Go. We're on here live. Okay, move.
How about now?
Move.
They're currently working on it.
Okay.
Turn it up.
Got it. Ron, are you there?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. We're just learning. I'm just learning. This is my first show, dude. I'm so excited. I know that fits with my geographic here. But anyway, thank you so much, Ron. Hi.
Hi, Jenna. It's good to be on your show. You're sounding great, doing great, and I've been doing this business for a long time, and so I'm still working the kinks out, so it's all good.
You're awesome.
Sounding great. I appreciate your comments about Trump, and we're looking at a national debt, Jenna, of just under $20 trillion.
Yes.
And so I would agree it's about time we get a money mogul guy that's in there that's going to at least start working on the national debt and trying to get the country back in the black, so to speak. If I can change the subject for just a moment, Jenna, I'd like to ask you about commercial realty in North Texas. We're seeing a huge commercial realty boom. A lot of companies moving in from California. We have Toyota that's setting up camp in the Frisco area. Frisco, of course, is really getting a lot of the draw. What's your comments about commercial realty and the influx of all the business that's happening here in North Texas lately?
Well, what I see is that Texas is the best place to have a business for many reasons. We have Governor Rick Perry that went out and recruited a lot of businesses, and we've got Governor Abbott now doing the same thing. So the number one reason is that we don't have an individual state income tax. So a lot of people want to move to the area. And also we have really good tax incentives for companies. And the cost of living index is wonderful. And also we have a really good school system as well as a very pro-business climate. So this is causing all of these companies like Chase, Toyota, State Farm to make their home here and bringing thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs to the area and causing a major problem in housing because we don't have enough houses.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting. I just want to get your comments on that because we know that then in some way or at some point, commercial realty is going to affect. It's going to encourage, families, and of course the home sales and so forth that you're directly involved in. So it's a wonderful hand in glove. But it's great to see all the businesses coming to North Texas. As you said, there's a lot of things that really attract corporations and companies to come here and set their footprint here in North Texas. It's a wonderful thing. In fact, I was joking with someone the other day saying that there's a new national state bird in the North Texas is the crane. We see a lot of the cranes everywhere.
That's a funny one.
It's a lot of fun. But Jenna, you're sounding great. Thank you for being on the radio. You should have been on the radio a long time ago, so it's good to have you on the air.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate your wonderful question, and have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jenna.
Thanks, Ron. Okay, so see how good Ron is? He's amazing. He got me on track, onto the real estate track. So here, we can talk about real estate as well. Would y'all like to do that? So here's what I have to say about real estate. We have a shortage of housing. There's a problem. We have a shortage of housing, and we need home builders. We need home builders that are going to build homes in this $300,000 range, because most of the new homes, like if you want to go buy a new home in Frisco, you can't get it for under $400,000, and that's fine for a lot of the community. You know, a lot of people make enough money, but there's a big, huge gap of people who are first-time home buyers that just cannot afford that level, and there's just not enough homes to go around. So what's happening is people are fighting for homes. And a lot of times, if they get tired of fighting, we just move farther out. So I'm moving people to Melissa, Anna, Lucas, Forney. We're going farther out in order to get homes that are affordable. In order to get an affordable $300,000 home, you have to move an hour outside of Dallas. You know, you have to get ready and prepared to drive. And that's hard for people to understand. And then there's also some people that want to go ahead and stay in town. And if you want to stay in town and get around that 300 range, then you're going to have to purchase a home that may potentially have issues. So you have to be very careful in what home you purchase. And you have to know all about homes in order to figure out, is there a foundation problem? Are the pipes burst underneath? Is there a leak? What about the hot water heater? You have to know all about the home, and you have to be prepared to live in an area. There's wonderful areas close in by, in Plano. There's wonderful areas for 300, but you're not going to get the open kitchen and the grand staircase. You're just going to have to give on that. Now, you're going to get a wonderful school district if you're in Plano, but you're not going to get, a lot of people want that grand staircase or that modern look and things like that. And in order to do that at a price that a lot of people can afford, you have to move farther out. And I'm talking last year, maybe 2 years ago, if you wanted a $300,000 home, you go to Prosper. Prosper had plenty of $300,000 homes. Well, that's becoming less and less the case. People aren't selling their homes as often because they don't have anywhere to go. And it's a great time to buy because interest rates are at a record low right now. So it's at a great time to purchase a home. But, I have people that are like, yeah, I would love to sell my home and make money from the sale because, I only bought it for $200,000 and now it could go for $300,000. I would love to do that, but where am I going to go? So what people are doing is they're moving farther and farther out. And so I personally think it's a good idea because you can purchase farther out and eventually it's going to catch up. The growth is going to catch up and those homes are going to become more valuable. And also a lot of the entertainment venues and fun things to do, we've got to kind of change our mindset from Dallas being the center of everything. I mean, really, how often do you go to Dallas anyway? I mean, the people that live in Dallas, don't get me wrong, I understand, inside the loop. But what about inside the loop-de-loop, The places that people are going, it's building. So we have more places to go right around 121 and the tollway area. So you can move, farther out and get a home that's affordably priced, that's not just too far to drive. And with all the companies coming to Plano, like I was at a party this past week with Normandy Homes and CB Jenny, and they're just a wonderful company, and they're growing and building homes of affordable homes as well as fancy, homes that people downsize to, and also homes that people are moving into from relocations. And she was telling me that all these companies are just coming here. They find, it's like this momentum. They hear that it's a great place to be. And so new companies, small companies, they don't all have to be State Farm, but State Farm is leasing space to these humongous companies that are providing jobs for people, and people are buying homes. So don't be thinking you're going to make $1 million. Okay, that's a lot of people that live in Plano and Frisco and all around there. They're like, yeah, make me move. There's that make me move on Zillow. Make me move, and I'm going to make all this money. I mean, appraisers are not allowing the market to blow up. So they're very careful about appraising the property, so you don't get these blown up prices. Nobody, as a general rule, is going to pay $20,000 more than appraised value. That just doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So most of the time, you're going to really need to price your home correctly. And every once in a while we get lucky, but that's got to be a house that has everything that a person wants. Do I have any more callers out there? Give me a call. Somebody talk to me. Help direct my show. Help put me on the right direction. What do you want to know about? 214-787-1190. You can give me a call and talk to me right now.
Well, I have lots of questions when we come back from break.
Okay, great.
I've not bought my first home yet, so I've got plenty of questions to ask you.
Perfect. Thank you.
12 times a day, you've got a shot to win $1,000. $12K a day. Listen weekdays 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
If you could use $1,000, and really, who couldn't? Make sure you tune in for your chance to win $1,000 weekdays 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's $12K a day on Talk Radio 1190.
When you're ready to stream your music and radio stations, open the free iHeartRadio app. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Open the iHeartRadio app and listen today.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/now. That's ZipRecruiter.com/now.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so glad you're here. We're having a great first show. Would love to hear from you guys. You guys call.
You've got someone holding.
Oh, I have someone holding.
Yeah, Mark Robinson's holding for you.
Mark. Hey, Mark. How you doing?
How are you doing, Jenna?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So, are you going to ask a question today? What you have to say?
I don't really have I don't know that I have a question. I just bought this home over here in Hickory Creek that I told you about before, and it's such a seller's market. I paid high for the home, and it's kind of tossed together, and lack of detail, lack of attention, and lots of flaws, and I'm pretty frustrated.
Oh. Now, which home are you talking about? Remind me.
In Steeplechase in Hickory Creek. It's a Horton home.
Okay. So what's going on with that home?
Oh, they just carelessly slapped it together, and it's full of flaws, and I'm really bummed out about it.
Okay, how long have you lived in that home?
Since 25th of August.
Just now moved in.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've worked with D.R. Horton before, and I've heard a few things, but not much. And I stand behind their product. So I would recommend contacting someone at corporate and letting them know what your issues are. Because
I'm going to do that, yeah.
You know, and also you can add your own crown molding and extra things to the home as well. And if you want to sell it, I bet you I can sell it in 2 seconds.
I bet you can.
Yeah.
So was it a brand new home, or was it like a flip? It was brand new?
Yeah, if it's D.R. Horton, they're doing the new 300,000s, that level. And,
right.
And so, yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you had a bad experience, Mark. That's rare, because normally D.R. Horton, most of the time I love D.R. Horton because they treat my people so good.
I know. I've seen you post about that before.
Yeah.
And I felt good going into this, but I didn't feel good during and after. I mean, it's a nice home. I love it. It's laid out well, and I love the home overall. But it's got it's put together very sloppy. We've got a lot of things to kind of redo on this.
Well, they will work with you, I'm sure. And next time, call me, and I will help you. You guys, anybody who needs to purchase a home, even want to think about it, you don't have to be ready to buy. You can just give me an email at jennaryanrealty@gmail.com, and I'm always there. And Mark, you're welcome to email me as well, and I'll send you to the right people over there at D.R. Horton that can help solve your issue.
I would appreciate that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Meg.
All right, so I have questions because I have not bought my first home.
Oh.
And I was looking a couple of years ago and decided to kind of put it on pause for various reasons. But I don't know. I'm like, what do you normally tell somebody when they're first looking? Because all of the things you've talked about today have been concerns of mine, right? How much can I afford?
Right.
What area I would want to live in, because, it does seem like anything more affordable, if it's newer, is going to be on the outskirts.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're looking at something older, much, much older, and, probably smaller and having more work needed on it, or it could be possibly a flip. So, what do you normally recommend to a first-time buyer?
Well, it depends on how necessary it is for you to be close into everything. If you want to be close into everything, then you're going to have a couple of options. One is a home that is been flipped, and you want to look for the best flip, because some of these flippers are going out there and purchasing homes and doing, you walk in and go, no, not going to happen.
Yeah, it's very quick, sometimes shortcuts that they do.
Yeah, and you don't want that. But the best homes that are really flipped well will already be gone by the time you get there. So you've really got to watch you can't go see a lot. The best homes are going to be gone on the first day. And it's loosening up a little bit because the market right now, it's, just a hair, not a whole lot, but it is loosening up a little bit. So it's even better time to buy right now.
Yeah.
It really is, especially this time of year, because, people think, oh, I'll, wait. But right now is a great time, so you can get a good deal on a home. But
one of the things I experienced was that I had several different people recommending realtors. I obviously didn't know you at the time. And I didn't really know who to choose and their expertise. And I like that you say that you kind of know the whole area, which is great.
Right.
Because the person that my mom was working with, she knew a specific area. And then we bumped into somebody else in the area I was looking in who said he was an expert for that area. So then I felt this kind of who do I talk to? And, wanted to make sure, I was being loyal and fair to the appropriate person. But I also wanted to make sure that person was addressing my needs.
Right. And the main thing is not even the area, because a good realtor can go into any area and really knock it out of the park. What you want is someone who is responsive, someone who is not going to cut corners. You can kind of tell in the beginning what they're like. Are they calling me back? Are they, if I need them, are they there? Do they have time for me? Are they passing me along to their assistant? Those kinds of things. You can just tell. It's a gut feel when you're working with them. And they're not cutting corners. Okay, a good realtor is going to go into a house and tell you negative stuff about it. They're not just going to go, oh, here's a beautiful home. Why don't you purchase it so I can make a pitch check? No. When I go into a home, or the good realtors that I know, they're going to walk into the home and go, are you sure you want an offer on this? This has got this backyard. Might have some issues, because we're thinking about the future. We're thinking about selling the home because realtors, I was talking to Pete the other night at that party, and he said, I have sold homes. I've sold people their first home all the way to when their kids graduating and they're empty nesters and downsizing. So we want to stay with you your whole entire life, and we don't want to be selling a home with issues. So we're selling for long term. So we're bringing up negative about the home. So you want someone who does that, and that's what you really want to look for. And someone who's knowledgeable about a home, and you want somebody with some experience, because there's little things that can occur in a home.
Yeah, foundation. That's a big little thing.
Foundations, but there's it's okay if there's foundation problems, as long as they've been solved. There's
termites.
Termite issues needs to be solved. I mean, a home is a home. It's built from the ground up, It's not like a freak out. Oh my goodness, it had the foundation issues. I mean, every home, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it's going to have foundation issues. So it's not like you need to be afraid. So you need someone who's not like a fear monger, freaked out. You just need someone who understands the processes to figuring out what's wrong with the home and how to figure out what's wrong with it. Because if we know, then we can adjust the price. We can know how to fix it. We can decide if you want it or not. So there's little tricks and ways to figure that out. And that's why you want an experienced realtor with you. And you want someone who is not going to be lazy. You want someone who loves looking at houses just like you do and really cares about you more so than their own personal, because we represent you. And that's really part of being a realtor. So I would say most realtors are like that.
Oh, that's great. I was thinking too, everyone's needs obviously are different. Right. So do you find for the most part that when you go in, there's kind of like people that ask for the same basic things? Like you said earlier, open floor plan,
yes.
Pool, maybe because it's so hot here in the summer.
Right.
School district, I'm sure, is important to a lot of people.
Yes.
So, I mean, do you find that, again, for like someone who would be looking for a home for the first time, that there are certain things that maybe they should be looking for resale purposes later on?
Absolutely. The openness is very important. People want open. They want granite. You can just forget it. If you get granite, it's a wonderful thing. People want granite. They want hardwood floors, and they want open. Yeah. And they want good school districts. And then you also want to consider, am I on a busy street? Am I behind something that's unsightly? Things like that stigmatize the property. You want to make sure that the house is, if you are on a busy street, some people don't mind if they're from New York. I've had people ask me for a home on a busy street. They're like, I don't want to be in a quiet area.
They like the noise.
Yeah, so sometimes you can sell the home.
Well, and there's maybe a belief that if you buy something like that, like Royal Lane, was pretty thoroughfare, or Walnut Hill,
right?
That you may be a more affordable rate too because of the busyness.
You should be able to get money off if it is stigmatized, because that would be a huge stigma to be on Royal Lane. Although it would be kind of cool. Royal Lane's cool no matter what, right? You've still got $1 million homes right on Royal Lane because it's like right over there in the University Park, Preston Hollow area. So you've still got homes over there. It's just amazing what's going on. And, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Here's a third option you would have, Meg. You would also you could purchase a home that needs work, mm-hmm. that you could come in and redo if you feel like it. I would say 90% of the people don't feel like it. They want something redone.
Ready to go. Yeah, move-in ready, isn't that what they call it?
Yeah, but I am seeing a little more people that are willing to do the work, but they're so savvy. The buyer today is so savvy, and I love it because of Zillow, the internet. We have the internet now. And you would think I would be afraid of the internet. Oh, no, they're not going to need a realtor, or they have the internet. Well, the thing is that people can use the internet and get information, and it helps me. So people know.
And I did that. I looked at those websites and said, okay, these are the places I want to go, and she met me. So
right.
I guess one of my things that happened was that when I was qualifying for my mortgage, mm-hmm. I'm fortunate that my my points are high enough. My credit ratings are high enough that I qualify pretty high. I had to actually pull them back a little bit, scale them down.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Conservative.
Trying to be, yes. So, of course, that also lowers, the amount of the house that I'm looking for in terms of the payment I'm looking for as well. Right. I did look at a few auction-type houses, and when you say work, boy, they required quite a bit of work.
Okay.
So I guess it depends on, like, if you really want to get your hands dirty and get in there and do it, or, like you said, if you're looking for move-in ready. So
right.
How do you kind of hone people in when they're all over the board and they don't know exactly what they want?
Well, everybody always asks me about the foreclosures. Can we do a foreclosure?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, because you're going to be competing with 20 investors who also want that property, and you have to go to the courthouse steps with cash, with the cashier's check, and it's just too competitive for the average first-time home buyer to go and purchase now.
I would think, too, there's a reason why it's being foreclosed on, too. It's probably not in the best state.
Generally speaking, it's people can't pay their mortgage because they lost their job, or maybe they have some mental reason or whatever. But we don't have as many foreclosures right now because the economy is so great.
Yeah.
Now is not the time to purchase foreclosures, in my opinion. I think, unless you are a seasoned investor, and there's so many seasoned investors, and so it's really. But it's funny because everybody always asks me, and sometimes you even see those ads on the internet. Oh, home for $100,000, but it's just not. It's not viable. It's not something you could do. But you can find a good deal. I'm telling you, right this minute, there's some good deals out there because it has loosened up a little bit. It's not quite as bad as it was 6 months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Or last year.
We only have a few minutes left in the show, but I would love to talk with you maybe a little bit later about like a condo versus a house or a townhome versus a house.
Absolutely.
Maybe that on another show would be a great topic for the listeners.
CB Jenny has some great homes in Carrollton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's been great. You've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
I hope that you've enjoyed the show. And you might remind people how to get in touch with you.
Okay. My name is Jenna Ryan. This is The Jenna Ryan Show. And my email is JennaRyanRealty @gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. We've got some great guests coming on in the next coming weeks. We've got plumbers, we've got electricians, we've got Victoria Snee with Legacy West. We've got some people coming in from Frisco Moms Care. We have Leanne Locken coming in soon. Also mortgage people, pest control people. If y'all know anyone who would be interesting to interview, we'd love to hear your advice because I'm looking for great people to talk to about real estate.
Well, good job. Congratulations. You got through your first show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay.
Jenna Ryan Realty @gmail.com.
Yes.
For all your questions and answers.
Your best friend in real estate.
Well, there's a black man